Last year, behavior prediction required a data science team. Today it runs in your browser, still mapping user flows manually. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the top 2% of UX designers aren't designing interfaces anymore. They're predicting the ones users haven't asked for yet. Here's what nobody's saying out loud. While you've been learning Figma plugins and motion design libraries, Predictive AI has quietly moved from enterprise labs into individual creator tools. Dr. Cora Venn showed me something 3 months ago that I'm still processing. She pulled up a behavior prediction engine. No team, no data scientists, no 6-figure budget. Just her, a laptop, and a tool that could forecast user dropout points before a single prototype was tested. She looked at me with that unnerving calm she has and said, "Marcus, the designers who learn to read these predictions will design products users don't know they need yet. Everyone else will keep iterating on what users say they want." The gap between those two approaches, that's not months anymore. That's career trajectories splitting in real time. You're probably spending 8 to 12 hours a week on user research synthesis, reading transcripts, tagging themes, building affinity maps, trying to spot patterns in what people said versus what they did. And here's the thing. You're good at it. You've built that skill. You've probably developed your own color-coded system, your own tagging methodology, maybe even some spreadsheet templates you're proud of. But while you're doing that, there's a UX designer in Amsterdam using an AI that processed 2,000 user sessions, identified 17 micro-behavior clusters, and generated predictive journey maps in 40 minutes. Not because she's smarter, because she learned to speak the language of predictive tools. The designers winning right now aren't the ones with the best visual skills. They're the ones who realized AI turned UX research from a bottleneck into a superpower. You're not competing with AI. You're competing with designers who figured out how to wield while you were still treating it like a novelty. Let me show you what this looks like in practice. Marcus Chen. Yeah, that's me. I'm gonna stop pretending I'm just the narrator here. I was drowning 6 months ago. Freelance UX designer, good portfolio, steady clients, but I was hitting a ceiling. I'd spend weeks designing flows, testing prototypes, iterating based on feedback. Standard process. Good work. But I kept losing bids to designers who were somehow delivering better insights faster. I thought they had bigger teams. Turns out they had better tools. Dr. Venn introduced me to a predictive UX platform called Meridian Forecast. I was skeptical. I've tried AI tools. Most of them are autocomplete with better marketing, but she walked me through something that changed how I see design entirely. I uploaded session recordings from a client project, a fintech app, with a mysterious 40% dropout rate at the account verification step. I'd done user interviews. Everyone said the flow was fine. Confusing, right? Here's what happened. I dropped those session recordings into Meridian. It analyzed 200 user sessions in about 6 minutes. But it wasn't just heat maps or click tracking. It was behavioral prediction. The AI identified that users who hovered over the verification button for more than 3 seconds without clicking had an 87% probability of abandoning within the next 2 steps. Not because the button was unclear, because that hesitation indicated a trust gap the interface wasn't addressing. The AI suggested inserting a micro interaction, a 2-second security badge animation, at precisely that hesitation point. Not at the top of the page where I would have put it. Not in the footer, right there, right when the doubt was forming. It even specified the timing. The animation needed to trigger at the 1.8-second hover mark, before the user's cognitive doubt hardened into a decision to leave. I implemented it. Dropout rate fell to 11% in 2 weeks. That's not me being a better designer. That's me learning to collaborate with a tool that sees patterns in user behavior I'd need 10,000 hours of sessions to recognize intuitively. Dr. Venn explained it like this. She said, "Marcus, you're excellent at designing for express needs. Users tell you what frustrates them. You solve it. But predictive AI reads latent behavior, the things users do but can't articulate. The hesitation, the double back, the almost click. That's where breakthrough design lives now." She was right. I went from designing solutions for known problems to predicting problems users hadn't surfaced yet, problems they didn't even know they were experiencing, but that were shaping their behavior in measurable, predictable ways. Here's the part that floored me. This tool doesn't require you to be a data scientist. There's no Python, no APIs to configure. It's a web app. You upload your research assets, recordings, transcripts, analytics exports, and it generates behavioral prediction models using plain language prompts. Show me where users experience cognitive load. Predict which interaction patterns correlate with long-term retention. It answers in seconds with visual breakdowns I can actually use in design decisions. The AI is doing the computational heavy lifting. I'm doing what I'm good at, translating insights into interface solutions. That's the democratization part. Enterprise-grade predictive intelligence that used to cost $200,000 a year and require a PhD to interpret. Now accessible to a freelancer working from a co-working space in Cleveland. The designers thriving in 2026 aren't the ones with the most aesthetic portfolios. They're the ones who learn to combine human empathy with machine prediction. You bring the context, the emotional intelligence, the understanding of why people behave the way they do. The AI brings the pattern recognition across millions of data points you'd never have access to alone. Together, you're designing at a level that wasn't possible 2 years ago. You're solving problems before users encounter them, rather than waiting for complaints to roll in after launch. So here's your one action. Go to Meridian Forecast. It's got a free tier that's actually useful, not a demo. And upload session recordings from your last project. Just 3 to 5 recordings. Use this prompt. Identify behavioral patterns that predict user drop-off. Let it run. Read what it shows you. You'll see user behavior differently within 30 minutes. That's it. Not 7 tools. Not a full workflow overhaul. Just one platform, one upload, one prompt. See what predictive design feels like. You're not behind. But after the next video, you will be, if you wait.